Hello my friends, I hope you're having a wonderful week. In today's video, I want to share with you some tips for including your children in the running of your household. I'm also going to go through some meal ideas, and then lastly, I'm going to walk you through how I come up with meals for our family, as well as a couple of new journaling endeavors that I've taken on. So I hope you stick around. I'm so excited to share this with you. As a mom of 3 toddlers, the household can become disheveled and the house can turn upside down very quickly. So my husband and I are working really hard to instill a sense of appreciation and pride for our household, and that includes involving the children in the upkeep of our home. Now, my children are really young, but they have a desire to participate and they want to mimic whatever it is that we're doing. So when they see me cleaning, they want to clean, and I allow them to do that now. So some things that I have my kids do to help me around are wiping down windows, vacuuming. I have these little wet jets. You can find them on Amazon. I'll link them for you, but they're children-size wet jets, and so they like to help me mop. And for them, it's actually fun to do these activities. It gives them something to do, and they feel a sense of responsibility and pride doing things that are for the benefit of the family. It also takes off the pressure from my husband and me having to accomplish all of these tasks multiple times a day. It also is a reminder to them that we need to keep our home looking clean and presentable so that we can feel cozy and welcome in our own home. I feel like when we don't take care of our homes and we neglect them, it doesn't feel like a peaceful environment. So when we have a household that is clean, it feels like it's being well run and all of us are at ease. Now for a really quick meal idea, I wanted to share with you my favorite pizza recipe. We make it weekly because it's just so simple. There's no proofing involved. It's just a cup of water, a tablespoon of sugar, a tablespoon of dry active yeast, a tablespoon of olive oil, 2.5 cups of flour, and 2 teaspoons of sea salt. You let it mix in your mixer for about 10 minutes until the dough becomes soft and pliable and it passes the window pane test. Then you just put it onto your pizza pan and you can add whatever toppings you'd like. I like to combine canned chicken that's drained with marinara sauce for added protein, and sometimes I'll mix in leftover ground beef with my marinara sauce for that extra protein. And I also just like to keep it antipasto, something really simple with the jars that I have in my fridge, like sun-dried tomatoes and Spanish olives and sliced artichokes. I'll use whatever veggies I have on hand, and I bake it at 500 for about 10 minutes. That's how simple it is. So I highly recommend you give it a shot. Now, another thing that I make on a weekly basis are rolls. I make them small, and I also make them quite large so that I can serve them just as rolls alongside a cup of soup, or I can take the large buns and slice them in half and serve them for hamburgers or chicken sandwiches or just turkey sandwiches, chicken salad sandwiches. There's so many options for this bread. It's delicious, it's tender, and I'm sure that you'll love it as much as we do. I'll link the recipe in the description below if you're interested in making it. Now, I'm sharing with you a little meal planning book that I picked up at Office Depot, and this was several years ago, but I'm sure you could find something like this on Amazon. I'll try to find one for you and link it, but it comes in so handy because I can keep track of my grocery staples so that for my current grocery list, if I forget something, I can refer back to previous weeks. The other thing that it's really great for is writing down recipes. Now, I don't write full-length recipes in this book. What I do instead is I come up with a meal and I have a label for that meal, like chicken soup. And below for the ingredients, all I jot down are the things that I need to make that meal. And so when I'm quickly trying to come up with meals, I can flip through this book and see what ingredients are required and what ingredients I have on hand and compare the two so that I can come up with a really quick meal idea. This is a beautiful journal that I picked up on Amazon. I'll link it in the description below if you'd like to purchase one yourself. I have been wanting to have somewhere where I can jot down what God has worked in our lives. And I thought that a journal like this is a really beautiful and presentable way to write these things down and to be able to pass them down to my children as a testament of what God has done for us and how He always provides, even at the worst of times, and how we wonder how God could be allowing these things to happen and how He transforms these terrible circumstances for good. And it's just part of His plan that this needed to happen so that something beautiful could come out of it. So I am really looking forward to filling this book out, and I really encourage you to take on a journaling activity like this. I think it's so fruitful, and it also will help you to be uplifted and to remember to give God thanks in all things. So now I'm sharing with you my Christmas journal that I keep. I bought it the first year that I got married, and I've been filling it out every year, and it's just a beautiful way to look back and commemorate as well as remember the way that my family has celebrated Christmas over the years. It's also a great way of noting down family traditions that we can pass along to our kids. Now, this beautiful linen notebook is another Amazon find, and it's actually a photo album, and I kind of transformed it into a scrapbook for our home. I love to look back at just how I spent my days decorating and curating a peaceful and joyous home for my family. And it's so fun to look season to season at how our house transforms. It's also just a great, relaxing way to get inspired by my own home and not have to look to Pinterest or Instagram, but to look at what I already have to motivate me to decorate for the upcoming seasons ahead. Another project I'm working on is compiling a cookbook of my favorite tried and true recipes that I can share with my kids and that they can pass along for generations. And I thought it would be fun to personalize it, so I used Zazzle to make this cookbook. And I'm just printing out a small picture to go along with the recipe. I haven't had a chance to really go through and write them out yet, but I'm trying to lay them out nicely, and it's such a treat to see the things that we have baked together as a family and how my skills as a baker and as a home cook have improved over time. Now, lastly, I wanted to share this find from a thrift store. It is this beautiful heirloom mother's journal to her daughter. And I have 2 little girls, and I thought this would be such a special book to fill out and to give to them one day so that they can read all about their grandmother and their great-grandmother and me as their mother and what our lives were like and the challenges that we faced as young women and how we grew into our roles in motherhood. I think this is such a special thing that I can give to my children that hopefully will give them something to ponder and consider once they are young women themselves and they have to discern for themselves what path they want to take in life, and if they need, if I'm not around or if my mom's not around, that they can seek some sort of guidance through the words that I write and the experiences that I share. Well, once again, thank you so much, my friends, for stopping by. It's always such a joy to be able to share with you what I'm working on and to hopefully give you some ideas that you can integrate into your own household and maybe some creative outlets that you can pursue as well that will not only strengthen your relationship with your family, but also your relationship with Christ. I hope that you all have a blessed week, and I look forward to sharing with you all again very soon.